right, I got story time. I'm going to try to keep this as quick as I can. I'm going to try not to be emotional, but it's some BS. So as you guys know, I talked about my landlords and the drug addicts in the front. They seen the video. They took the house off the market. But then I gave them notice. I told them that I'm going to be out in a couple months. They want me out. They tried to evict me over $20 and whatever. As of right now, they have my last month's rent. They have interest communicated on my last month's rent. It would be 2 years in September, 3 years in September coming. I have never gotten my interest on my last month's rent. They weren't doing repairs last year. I put them in writing. I did everything. 4 months went by, still no repairs. So out of the $1,200 a month, $1,230 a month, I kept $75 a month. Yes, trying to force their hand. I can admit that. I don't got a problem admitting that. Anywho, they took me to tribunal in August, and then the month of tribunal, they did the repairs, which I have it all documented. Anywho, they asked for a Form 78, and I've explained before, a Form 78 means if you're $1 short or a day late on your payment plan, they can evict you without a court date. Anywho, I was doing my payment plan, $50 every month. Just before Christmas, in the month of November, my housing program noticed some mess ups in their the landlord's paperwork. So the housing reached out to the landlord asking them to update, just make a new paper. We'll keep paying that money, just update the paper so it's properly done for our paperwork. The landlord would not do it, refused to do it. So then I was getting evicted for what I believed was $30. Turned out in court, it was only $20. I'm in a housing program. I got no problem admitting this. The housing program I'm in is the Canadian Mental Health Association. I've been in contact with them since my daughter passed away, like 9 years ago. It's a hard thing to get over. Anyways. So, when they tried to evict me over the $20, that I had no idea about this incorrect paperwork and all this shit. They did, and the housing program knew. Housing did send me a letter. I never got it. I don't know what happened with it. Anywho, when they tried to evict me over the $20, the judge said, like, I'm not evicting this lady over $20. Then the judge even looked right at the paralegal, the landlord's paralegal, and said, what does CMHA stand for? And they answered, well, Canadian Mental Health Association. And the judge said, exactly. I'm not evicting this woman over $20. Because of this and what the landlords were trying, my housing program talked with my paralegal and their paralegal, which is Wendy's Matters. I will be attaching her name, her everything in this video. I don't give a shit. They all communicated, and the arrears got paid off. And the Form 78 clearly stated that this Form 78 is in effect either till Jade pays back her arrears or sticks to her payment schedule, and that gets done May 1st. That payment stuff got paid off like January. I've owed them no money but my rent since January. April 28th, I sent them an email and I said, I'm going to be moving in a couple months, that I'm going to drag it out. Now, I did not tell them how I was going to drag it out. Our communication is nil. They do not communicate with me. I didn't feel the need to communicate with you. You have at least $1,964 of my money, and I'm not sure if I broke that down yet, so I'm going to. $1,200 is my last month's rent. The interest on that is at least $60 to date. They also got $674 from CMHA for the month of May. So the month of May, they are sitting at least $1,964. So you minus the $1,230, it leaves, I think it's like 7 something or 6 something. Then in June, CMHA would have sent them another $674, which means they would be up $1,400 for the month of June. So there's about $150, $170 left that can roll over for July. The month of July, I was going to move and give them half a month's rent. And I was going to pay that difference in the month of July. But they don't ever want to communicate. They got an email, though, saying I was moving. They have all this money in bank, but yet they still used Form 78 to file to evict me. They actually says that I owe them $560, but they never explain where these numbers come from. My rent portion is $556, and anybody who is on ODSP as a single person with no kids knows your rent portion is $556. And the housing program will make you pay that amount, not a dollar less, not a dollar more. So where they got 560 is beyond me. So this morning I called tribunal. I gave them the file number, and they looked in, they were reading it, and they said, you paid all the arrears. And I said, yes, I did. I promise you I did. I swear on my dead kid's ashes, my dog's life, I'm telling you, I paid these arrears. They said this Form 78 should not be being used. Right from tribunal themselves, reading it. She said, however, because they're using it, there will be no court date, and they will be able to get like an eviction. I will have to do an ex parte order, which I will be. Sometimes it's the principal. Plus, I'm taking care of my mom full time. I can't be out in 3 weeks. I just don't have the time. That's why I was doing it the way that I was doing it. The landlord is Toyin. I cannot say the last name. It's not. I don't know how to say it. That's the best way I can say it without coming off, I don't know, racist or something, but I can't say their last name. The husband's name is Akin, A-K-I-N. I will be attaching their names in this video. I will be attaching their paralegal's name and her business name in this video. These are my experience. Oh, and the lawyer. This is the best part. She knows the law, or you would think she knows the law. I don't have a paralegal right now. I've been emailing her, and she refuses to email me back, which she should be. So her lack of communication is no good either. But the one thing I noticed about her is when I ask really good questions that, like, you know, if she answers them, she's going to put her foot in her mouth, she never emails back. But we can sit and gab and talk about other things, and she'll email back. That's the thing. I don't know if the landlords know. Me and her know really personal shit about each other, and how much she would help me and wants to be there for me when this case is over. Sadly, that'll never happen, because somebody that can do the dirty things that she's doing, I wouldn't touch you with a 1,000-foot fucking pole. You're fucking disgusting. And I mean disgusting. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Doing this to somebody. You know stuff about me. You know I have depression. You know I have post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and all that stuff. You know I've had how many people kick me while I'm down. I've had how many injustice. And I just can't move out the way I wanted to. That's too much to ask. I've had now 2 landlords, back-to-back pieces of shit. The last one that was a piece of shit, and I don't know, they're right on par with the pieces of shit that they'll do, was Edward Hughes. So this is my story time. I'm not a newspaper, so don't come at me about what I can and cannot fucking post. I am not a newspaper. These are my experiences with them breaking the laws, them thinking they're above the laws, and I don't care how this sounds. You know what bugs me the most about the landlords? They're not even from Canada. They were not born here. And I'll say this, and you can call me racist all you want. I believe that if you come to Canada, you came here for a better life or something. And I strongly believe that you should follow our laws and be held accountable when you're not. Just like all of us people that were born in Canada, when we break the laws, we're held accountable. We get charged, we go to jail, we get fines. So should you guys. You guys should be holding up our laws even more so, because you're here in this great country, away from the craziness of what was your country. You're here for a reason, or was it just to scam us? Because I know there's some of y'all over here buying up a bunch of houses and this and that, coming over with all your money. But yeah, I'm sorry. Immigrants like you should not be here, and you guys should be ashamed of yourselves, just like Canadians. Canadians want to do this to other Canadians. You should be ashamed of yourself. It is disgusting. I have barely slept. My brain is racing. I've been crying. I don't have any energy left in me. I am mentally tired. And these people know what my life has been like, and I deserve a break. I'm a good fucking person.
And I can't get out of this town fast enough. And I'm sorry, but I'm really upset, and that's why I came to TikTok to vent. But yeah, that's the story time, guys. I hope you guys are having a better day and an end to your weekend than I did. Bye, y'all.